Welcome, yogis. This is Hatha Yoga for Vitality to help you energize the body, open the chest, stimulate circulation, and awaken the mind. Let's begin with child's pose. Come down onto your mat and gently bring your big toes to touch. Widen your knees or keep them together if that feels more grounding today. Let your torso rest down, top of your forehead touching the mat. Allow the arms to soften forward, palms resting on the mat. Take a moment to arrive here and now. Begin to notice your breath and guide it into a 4-4 rhythm. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. Try to stay with this rhythm for the entire class. Feel how this pose calms the nervous system and creates a stable base for the practice ahead. Vitality doesn't start with effort, it starts with presence. While this is a resting shape, stay gently awake inside it. In Hatha Yoga, stillness is not collapse. From child's pose, slowly begin to walk the hands in and come onto all fours, shoulders stacked over wrists, hips over knees. Take a moment here to spread the fingers wide, press evenly through the palms, and feel a gentle engagement through the arms, knees grounded, tops of the feet pressing into the mat. On an inhale, tilt the pelvis, let the belly soften, lift the chest for cow pose. Exhale, tuck your tailbone in, around through the spine for cat, and continue 4 counts in and out, moving slowly, guided by breath. Inhale, let the weight lift from your tailbone to the crown. Exhale, the wave rolls back, tailbone first, head last. With each round, feel the spine becoming more fluid. This movement lubricates the joints, increases circulation along the spine, and gently stimulates the nervous system. Last cycle, inhale, extend. Exhale, flex your back. And inhale, come back to a neutral tabletop, spine long and steady. From tabletop, tuck your toes and press the hips up and back into downward facing dog. Take a moment here, pedal through the feet, sway the hips, or stay still. Let the body choose what it needs. Feel the hands pressing firmly into the mat, arms active, spine long. This is your first taste of inverted energy, gently stimulating circulation. Take an inhale in downward dog. As you exhale, shift into plank pose. Move with control. Inhale, gently lower the knees and come into tabletop. Exhale, send the hips back and soften into child's. Inhale, lift back up to tabletop. Exhale, press back into down dog. 2 more cycles with your breath. Inhale here. Slow transition to plank. Press through your hands. Tabletop, spine long. Soften into child's pose. Back to tabletop. And exhale, downward dog. Let this be a moving meditation. Take an inhale. Shift to plank, exhale. Inhale to hands and knees. Exhale, child's. Back to all fours. And press back to downward facing. Rest here for a few moments. This is a beautiful, gentle flow that warms up the joints, activates the core, while keeping breath steady and calm. From here, we'll begin to dial up the intensity, keeping the same steady pace. Inhale, lift your right leg up and back, hips level. Exhale, step forward between the hands for a lunge. Inhale, rise up, legs active, core engaged. Exhale, lower to chaturanga. Inhale, open the chest in upward facing dog. Exhale, press back into downward facing dog. Other side. Inhale, lift the left leg up and back. Exhale, step forward, slow transitions. Inhale, rise into high lunge. Exhale, lower with control. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, return to downward facing dog. 2 more rounds. Right leg lifts, move with your breath. Step through. Rise up. Lower. Open your front body. Down dog. Left side, leg is high. Step through for lunge. Reach up, legs are strong. Lower down. Lift the chest. Back to down dog. Last round. Right leg up, same steady pace. Find your lunge. Rise high. Chaturanga. Upward facing and downward facing. Left leg floats up. Step to the front. Reach up, tall spine. Lower to elbow height. Spine curls. And return to down dog. Let's stay here for a while. Now, notice the heat in the body, the steady heartbeat, and the strength you've created. Vitality in this flow comes from sinking breath and movement, not speed. From here, walk your feet to the front and rise up to standing as we move to Warrior 2. Right foot forward, left foot back at an 80-degree angle, outer edge grounding into the mat. Make sure your shoulders and hips are square to the longer side of the mat. Stretch your arms wide, gaze steady over the front fingertips. Front knee stacked over the ankle, back leg is strong. Stay here, building awareness rather than depth. In Hatha Yoga, we don't hang in the joints. Feel the legs working, the core gently supporting, the chest open and lifted. On an inhale, lift the front arm and lean back into reverse warrior. Make sure you don't take your front knee with you. Keep it bent and stable. Breathe deeply here. creating length along the side body. Chest stays open, neck long. On an exhale, lower the forearm to the thigh for extended side angle. Top arm reaches overhead, creating one long line from the back foot to the fingertips. Stay for a few breaths, pressing into the feet and expanding through the ribs. Now we'll begin to flow between the poses. Inhale, lift back into reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Let the breath guide the movement. Inhale to open. Exhale to ground. Expand and grow taller. Extend and anchor. Lift. Reach. Last one, moving with control, chest lifts. And back to side angle. Press into the feet, come back up to warrior 2, and return to the front of the mat. This time, your left foot is forward and your right foot back, turn slightly in. Hips and shoulders are aligned. Open into warrior 2. Once again, take a moment to settle. Feel the steadiness of the lower body and the spaciousness of the upper body. Strong legs, open heart. On an inhale, sweep the front arm up and back into reverse warrior. Keep the bend in the front knee as you create length through the side of the body. Stay spacious in the chest, neck relaxed. With your exhale, lower into extended side angle. Top arm reaches forward and overhead, connecting the whole side body into one long line. Pause for a few breaths. Root down through the feet and breathe into the ribs. Now begin to move with the breath. Inhale, rise into reverse warrior. Exhale, return to side angle. Flow smoothly and controlled. Opening on the inhale. Grounding on the exhale. Rise up. Extend to the side. Inhale and grow. Exhale and settle. Final round. Lift. And return to side angle. With the strong legs, come back up to warrior 2 and find your way to the front of the mat. Let's set up for warrior 1. Your right leg stays forward, left steps back, heel grounded, hips drawing gently toward the front of the mat. Bring the arms overhead, interlace your hands, and extend the index fingers up into Kali Mudra. Arms active, shoulders relaxed. Pause here. Feel the legs supporting you, the spine lifting, the chest open. On an inhale, stretch the arms wide out to the sides. As you exhale, hinge slightly forward from the hips, keeping the spine long. Stay here for a few breaths. Weight evenly distributed through both feet. Core gently engaged, neck in line with the spine. On your next inhale, bring the hands to the chest. As you exhale, rotate the torso toward the front knee, moving into a twist. If it's available, you can come into a bind. Stay here, or shift the weight forward and step into a twisted balance on the left leg, rising up with control. The lifted leg can stay bent or extended straight. Choose what feels more accessible today. To challenge your balance, you can turn your gaze back. Be mindful, find steadiness before depth. To release, unwind step by step, lower the leg down slowly, release the twist, and come back to standing. We'll repeat this on the other side. This time, your left foot is forward, right foot back, hips square to the front. Arms rise, hands in Kali Mudra. Front leg strong, back leg grounded, spine long, chest open. The whole body is fully activated. Stability fuels vitality. Inhale, lower the arms wide. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips, crown reaching upward. Feel the energy current running up your spine. On the next inhale, join your hands at the chest. Exhale, rotate the torso toward the front knee into a twist. Stay with the option you practice on the other side. Regular twist or a bind if available. If it's accessible, move into twisted balance, lifting the left leg. Keep it bent or straight, whatever feels steady. Gaze back for more challenge. Focus on control and length. These are more important than reaching an advanced position. Remember to take rest whenever you need it. To release, return to center, lower the left leg, and unwind the bind. Come back to neutral. Next, we'll do wide-legged forward fold. Step your feet wide apart, toes pointing slightly in. Ground through the outer edges of the feet and lift up through the inner arches. Interlace the hands behind your back. Inhale, lengthen the spine and lift the chest. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips and fold down, letting the arms extend away from the spine. If it feels comfortable, gently draw the knuckles toward the floor, keeping the shoulders relaxed and the neck soft. Use your core muscles to bring the torso closer to the legs instead of collapsing into the fold. Feel the opening across the chest and shoulders and the steady grounding through the legs. This pose releases tension in the upper body and prepares the shoulders for deep back bends later in the practice. When you're ready, inhale, press into the feet and rise up. Change the interlace of the fingers. Exhale, fold forward again. Move slowly and with control. Shoulder mobility supports the whole practice. When the upper body is tight, the spine and wrists tend to overwork in poses like king dancer, wheel, king pigeon, and forearm balances. So take this time to create more space in this important area of the body. With your next inhale, engage your legs and come all the way back up to standing. Let's move into tree pose. Shift your weight into your right foot. Bring the left foot to the ankle, calf, or inner thigh. You may also explore half lotus if that feels appropriate. Choose a position that feels stable. Once the legs are set, choose your arm position. Hands can come together at the chest, reach overhead, move into reverse prayer, or cow face arms to further explore shoulder mobility. Find a steady gaze and breathe. If your arms are in a bind, notice how the top arm mimics the flipped grip used in deeper backbends such as King Pigeon and King Dancer. This works the triceps and rotator cuff, areas that often limit overhead range in backbending. Stay curious about the experience in whichever variation you find your body today. Slowly release the arms, lower the lifted leg, and return to standing. We'll switch sides. Shift your weight into the left foot and set up tree pose on the other side. Same options for the legs and arms. Combining balance with a shoulder bind increases the level of focus required, which is an important aspect of vitality in yoga. It teaches you to stay calm and centered in challenging and vulnerable moments. If you lose your balance at any point, simply reset and continue. Release and return to standing at the front of the mat. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, hinge forward from the hips and fold. You can bend your knees if needed. Take your peace fingers around the big toes, thumbs on top, fingers underneath. Inhale, lengthen the spine, draw the chest forward. Exhale, bend the elbows out to the sides and fold deeper. Again, inhale, grow your spine taller. Exhale, pull yourself towards your legs. Once more, inhale, create space. Exhale, fold. Stay here for a few breaths. Let the upper body soften while the legs stay active. In forward folds, we tend to lean backward, so make sure that the weight is balanced between the heels and the balls of the feet. This pose stimulates circulation, calms the nervous system, and encourages a clear, focused mind. On your next inhale, press into the feet, lengthen the spine, and slowly rise all the way back up to standing. Our next pose is Dancer. From standing, shift your weight into your right foot. Bend your left knee and take hold of the foot from the inner side. On an inhale, bring the right arm forward. As you exhale, begin to kick the foot into the hand as you lean the torso slightly forward. The lifted leg moves back, the chest reaches forward, energy expanding in both directions. Stay with this variation or explore King Dancer if it's already familiar. If not, no need to push. We'll practice this backbend later in King Pigeon in a much more supportive setting. To try it now, take hold of the big toe, thumb on the inside, the rest of the fingers on the outside. Lift your foot towards your head and rotate the shoulder outward until the elbow begins to point up. The other hand joins in for added stability. Your belly is engaged to protect the lower back. Try to keep the lifted knee drawing toward the midline. Do not splay it out to the side. Breathe into the front of the body, creating space across the chest and shoulders. To release, slowly rotate the shoulder inward, lower the lifted leg, and return to standing. Pause for a moment and notice the energy and openness in the front body. We'll switch sides. Shift your weight into the left foot, draw the right heel in, and catch the foot from the inside. As you breathe in, let the left arm extend forward, creating length through the spine. With your exhale, gently press the foot back into the hand, allowing the torso to tip forward slightly. Let the back leg float behind you, while the heart reaches ahead, like a slow counterbalance. Soften your jaw, steady your eyes, and allow the breath to anchor you. Dancer builds strength, coordination, and a sense of lightness in the body. If you did it on the other side, you can transition into King Dancer. Slide the grip to the big toe, turning the shoulder outward so the elbow lifts and the chest opens. The free hand can join the bind or assist at the wrist for support. Keep the lifted knee gently drawing inward, belly firm, protecting the low back and hips as the front body expands. Breathe into the space you are creating. To come out, unwind slowly. Lower the leg with control, return to standing, and take a quiet moment to feel both sides of the body together. Reach your crown up with your next inhale. And as you exhale, fold forward with control. Soften the knees and slide the hands, palms up, underneath the feet. Toes rest at the wrists. Inhale, lengthen, spine long. Exhale, fold in, shoulders relaxed. Again, inhale, create space between each vertebra. Exhale, melt deeper. One more time, inhale, find length. Exhale, soften fully into the fold. Now stay here for a few steady breaths. Feel the grounding through the feet, the release through the wrists, and the decompression of the spine. This pose helps to find balance after deep back bend in Dancer. To come out, slide the hands free, bend your knees, and lower to the mat. Lie down onto your back and set up for bridge pose. Feet hip widths apart, heels close enough that your fingertips can reach them. Arms rest alongside the body, palms pressing into the mat. On an inhale, press through the feet and lift the hips. Knees track forward, thighs parallel. Chest lifts toward the chin. Chin stays lifted away from the chest. If it feels supportive, Roll the shoulders underneath you and interlace the hands beneath your tailbone, pressing the knuckles down to broaden the collarbones and open the heart. Stay for a few steady breaths. Feel the strength in the legs and the openness across the front body. Bridge is both grounding and uplifting, a steady source of energy rather than a spike. To release, gently unclasp the hands. Exhale, lower the spine down, one vertebra at a time, hips touching down last. Next, we'll take one more back bend here. You can repeat bridge, move into wheel, or if it's already part of your practice, go into forearm wheel. But note, this is an advanced back bend that demands a lot from the shoulders and the nervous system. Only do it if you already have some experience. Begin by setting up as you would for wheel. Hands by the shoulders, feet grounded. Lift halfway and gently place the crown of the head on the mat. There is no weight here, just a light point of contact. Lower one forearm at a time, placing them as far back as feels stable. Join your palms together. Press firmly through the forearms and broaden across the collarbones, allowing the shoulders to stack over the elbows. Thighs gently spiral inward, knees stay in line with your hips, belly engaged. Whichever back bend you're in, feel the legs supporting the lift of the heart. Back bends in Hatha Yoga are not about force, they are about receiving space. This family of poses opens the shoulders and chest and often brings a sense of lightness and clarity. Stay steady in the breath, keeping the face and jaw soft. To exit, reverse the steps slowly, returning first to the hands and head, then lowering down with control. Notice the space through the shoulders and the sense of buoyancy in the upper body. Let's find some counterbalance with Happy Baby. Hug your knees into the chest, then bring the feet toward the ceiling and grab the outer edges of your feet with your hands. Knees open slightly wider than the torso, drawing toward the armpits. Ankles stacked over the knees if possible. Press the tailbone down toward the mat, letting the lower back lengthen. If it feels good, roll slowly from left to right, letting each side of the back decompress and relax. Release, soften, and surrender into the support of the mat. Happy Baby is playful but also deeply restorative. It stretches the hamstrings, opens the hips, and lets the nervous system recover after the intensity of the back bends. When you're ready, gently release the feet, hug the knees back into the chest, and prepare for transition to shoulder stand. Press the arms into the mat, bend the elbows, and bring your legs overhead. Support your lower back with your hands. This is first option, half shoulder stand, when you keep your legs at an angle. If it's accessible and you feel stable, come into full shoulder stand by extending the legs straight up toward the sky with your hands now around your waist or the rib cage. It may feel good to bring the shoulder blades closer. Choose the variation that feels strong, safe, and aligned today. Inversions like this are energizing. They reverse the flow of gravity, stimulate circulation, and encourage focus and clarity. Feel the breath moving, the chest lifted, and the legs reaching toward the ceiling. Stay here for a few more breaths, grounding through the shoulders and upper arms, lengthening through the spine. We'll move to plow next. Slowly lower the legs over the head, hips moving back slightly. Notice the legs at an angle. Right here is where two poses meet. This is both half shoulder stand and half plow. Keep supporting your hips with the hands as you progress further. If needed, bend the knees slightly. Think of moving vertebra by vertebra rather than swinging the legs. The tailbone leads the movement, the legs follow. Press firmly through the shoulders and upper arms. Keep the neck long and engage the core. If your feet reach the mat, you can interlace your hands and roll the shoulders in. This creates even more space in the neck. Plow is one of the deepest spinal flexions in our flow, balancing the backbends we've practiced. It stretches the spine, shoulders, and hamstrings while preparing the back for future extensions. To exit, slowly roll back down through the spine, one vertebra at a time, pressing through the arms as brakes. Let's rebalance the spine with reverse tabletop. Find a seated position with your legs straight. Place your hands next to your hips and flip them so the fingers point outward. As you inhale, press into the hands and lift the hips up. Exhale, lower down. Two more times. Lift and release slowly. Move with your breath. Inhale, strong body. Exhale, slowly lower the hips back toward the mat and prepare to transition to fish pose. Place your palms under your buttocks and press down, propping yourself onto the forearms. Lift the chest toward the ceiling, allowing the crown of the head to lightly hover or rest on the mat. Keep the shoulders spacious, shoulder blades gently drawing toward the spine. If your head is on the mat and your neck feels strong and open, you can release the arms. You can also come into lotus fish by folding your legs in. Option to interlace fingers with toes for extra connection and expansion. Breathe deeply here. Inhales to lift the heart, expand the chest. Exhales to soften the neck and shoulders, letting the front body open naturally. Fish awakens vitality, stretches the chest and throat, and balances the spine after deep flexion and inversion. Notice the uniqueness of this pose. Here, the extension is accentuated in the thoracic spine, creating a graceful lift through the chest and mid-back, while the lower back stays supported. This is what to aim for in every back bend. The thoracic spine is designed for mobility and expansion, while the lumbar spine, your lower back, is more stable and should avoid excessive compression. Take a moment to simply be in this unique back bend, enjoying the freedom, lift, and expansion it creates. To release, reverse the steps, unfold the legs, come back onto the forearms, lift the head off the mat, and gently lower the spine down. Now hug your knees into your chest, holding onto your feet. Draw the head toward the knees, allowing the spine to round and soften. Feel the relief through the entire back. Gently come out and prepare for boat pose. Sit tall, Spine long, chest lifted. Bend your legs, hold on to the knees, and lean back slightly. See if you can find balance here, light but steady. To explore more flexibility, catch your heels and begin to straighten the legs. With time, you may fully extend them, bringing the upper body closer to the legs. This variation emphasizes hamstring length and spinal integrity rather than effort. Look for a feeling of elongation, not strain. The spine stays tall, the breath steady. Now lower the legs and upper body slightly for classic boat. Arms reach forward, parallel to the mat. Toes at eye level. Chest open, neck relaxed. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale to stabilize and hold. Your face and shoulders are soft. Finally, move into low boat. Lower the legs and torso a little more, keeping the spine long. Your belly is strong but responsive, not rigid. A strong core is essential for safe backbend practice. Think of it as a supportive cushion, a pillow that protects the lower back by preventing excessive compression in the lumbar spine. This strength allows the lift and backbends to stay in the thoracic spine, where extension belongs. To release, soften the effort and come all the way down to the mat. Find reclined butterfly, legs and arms in a diamond shape. Allow the knees to be supported by gravity. This is a much-deserved pose. Nothing to hold, nothing to stabilize. Simply notice the contrast between the work you've just done and this ease. Let the nervous system downshift. Allow the body to absorb the strength and warmth you've created, preparing you to unwind more deeply from here. Gently rise up and come up to hands and knees. Bring your right foot to the outside of the right hand, setting up for lizard pose. Shift your left knee as far back as possible. Press into the front foot, lengthen through the back leg, and notice the opening along the hip flexors and inner thigh. Use your exhalations to sink deeper. Next, lower down onto your forearms if accessible. Keep the chest lifted and spine long, letting the hip flexors soften deeply. This is where backbends truly begin. Releasing the front of the hips allows the lumbar spine to stay supported when you lift the chest later. Otherwise, your lower back will need to overextend, compensating for tightness in this area. To release, press back through the hands, tuck the back toes, and step back to downward dog. Do any movement your body needs. Let's change sides. This time, step your left foot forward and stretch the right leg behind. Stay first on your hands and notice the difference in your body. Maybe this side feels more open, or maybe it needs extra care. Don't judge your experience. Simply observe and respect whatever arises. For the second half of the pose, you can lower onto your forearms. Stay in any variation that feels supportive and inviting, allowing the hips to release gently. From lizard, press back through the hands, tuck the back toes, and lift into down dog. Take a few moments here, pedaling the feet gently, lengthening the spine, and feeling the energy flow from the heels through the crown of the head. Now let's move into pigeon pose. Bring your right knee forward towards your right wrist, adjusting the shin so it feels comfortable, slightly angled for support, or closer to the front if you are more flexible. Slide the back leg straight behind you, toes pointing back, and check that your hips stay square to the front of the mat. We can now practice king pigeon, the same back bend we explored earlier in dancer, but in a much safer, supported setting. Bend the back knee and reach for the foot with your left hand. Stay here if that feels plenty already. If your shoulders allow, catch hold of your big toe, thumb on the inside, fingers on the outside, and begin to rotate your shoulder outward until your elbow points up. Bring your right hand to join the hold for a more balanced extension. Take your time. Here, the front body opens fully, the chest lifts, and the back bend can be explored safely. Notice the lift through the mid-back while the lumbar spine stays protected. This pose is the embodiment of vitality, a balance of strength, openness, and mindful presence. To release, reverse these steps. Rotate the left shoulder inward and gently release the back foot. From here, fold forward over the front leg. Stay on your hands, forearms, or fully recline down. If available, interlace your fingers with the toes for extra stability and support. Breathe into the hips, chest, and shoulders, letting the pose integrate the work from the back bend. Slowly come up, press into your hands, curl your back toes, and find downward dog as we explore this sequence on the other side. This time, bring your left knee forward. Listen to your body and find your pose expression. Heel closer to the hips or shin more parallel to the front. Check your hips alignment. Bend the right leg and catch your foot. Maybe this is where you stay today, and that's completely fine. If ready for a king variation, bind your big toe with your hand, rotate the shoulder outward, elbow lifting up. Bring the opposite hand for support, finding balance and evenness through the chest and shoulders. Backbends like this are considered essential for vitality, as they counteract the common hunched posture of modern life, create space for deeper breathing, stimulate circulation and the nervous system, and unlock stagnant energy in the body. Stay curious and simply observe these sensations without pushing. To release, unwind the pose slowly, keeping movements controlled and smooth, no sharp twitches. From here, fold forward over the front leg to allow the back to recenter and hips to soften. Choose any variation that feels supportive and let your body absorb the opening. It's time to move from here. Carefully release and prepare for half saddle. Come to sit with your legs extended in front. Bend the left knee and place the foot beside or behind you. With a straight spine, start by folding forward over the extended leg. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to soften into the fold. Keep the spine actively long. This encourages a deeper, safer hamstring stretch without compressing the lower back. Come back to seated. Stay here, or to intensify the hip flexor stretch, recline back onto your hands, forearms, or fully onto your back. For a flexible body, hug the opposite knee toward the chest. This adds extra juiciness to the front hip and quadriceps. Breathe into the pose. Notice the opening along the front body and let the spine decompress. To release, press into your hands, lift the torso, and return to a seated position. We'll change sides. Extend your left leg forward and bend the right knee, placing the foot comfortably beside you. Take a moment to settle and sense the difference. Begin by hinging forward over the long leg. Let the inhale create length through the spine, and the exhale invite the body closer. Once again, rather than collapsing, think of sliding the chest forward. This keeps the stretch focused in the hamstring instead of the lower back. Come up slowly. If the body is ready, start to lean back. Choose the depth that allows ease in the knee and steadiness in the breath, allowing the front of the hip and thigh to open more deeply. Remain for a few more breaths. Feel the contrast between length and softness, effort and release. Let the nervous system settle as the tissues adapt. To come out, engage the core, press into the hands, and return slowly to a seated position. Stretch your legs out. From here, we'll transition into half lord of the fishes pose. Bend the right knee and place the foot to the outside of the left thigh. The left leg can stay extended or bend it in, heel drawing toward the right hip. Ground through both sitting bones. Inhale, lift the spine, growing tall from the base to the crown. As you exhale, begin to rotate toward the bent knee, twisting from the ribcage instead of forcing the shoulders. Place your right hand behind you for support. The left arm can hug the knee, or if it's available, come into a bind for a deeper twist. Keep the chest open and the neck long. Each inhale creates space along the spine. Each exhale invites the twist to deepen naturally. Twists like this help reset the spine after deep back bends, supporting circulation and restoring balance in the nervous system. To release, unwind slowly, vertebra by vertebra, letting the head come back last. We'll switch sides. Place the left foot outside of the right thigh. Adjust the right leg in any way that allows you to sit evenly and breathe freely. Inhale, lengthen upward through the spine. Exhale, rotate gently, letting the twist to unfold. Use your back arm as a steady anchor. The opposite arm can assist the turn or move into a bind if the body welcomes it today. Keep the breath smooth and the chest spacious. Feel how the twist reorganizes the spine and settles the body after the intensity of spinal extensions. When you're ready, slowly unwind, returning to center with ease. Begin to make your way into Shavasana. Extend the legs comfortably, let the feet fall open. Allow the arms to rest slightly away from the body, palms facing up, shoulders soft. Take a moment to settle. Feel the weight of your body being fully supported by the mat. Notice how in daily life the body often closes in on itself, shoulders rounding forward, arms crossing, the breath becoming shallow. This is how we protect ourselves from stress and overstimulation, and also how the body can slowly become sluggish and stagnant. Backbends ask for the opposite. we find ourselves in a position of openness, one that can feel vulnerable at first. By practicing them with steadiness and calm, we train the nervous system to stay open, relaxed, and confident even in the face of challenge. Let that understanding sink in and gently invite more energy and ease into your life. Right now, stay here with nothing to do, nothing to hold. Feel the chest softening, the breath moving freely, the body resting in a state of quiet strength rather than defense. Allow the effects of the practice to settle into the tissues, the breath, and the mind. Vitality is not about constant movement or effort. Sometimes it's about the courage to remain open and at ease. Begin to deepen your breath. Invite small movements back in. Wiggle the fingers and toes. Maybe circle the wrists and ankles. Slow and easy. If it feels good, stretch the arms overhead, lengthening through the entire body, as if waking up from a nourishing rest. When you're ready, draw the knees in toward the chest and gently roll onto your side. Pause there for a moment, allowing the effects of the practice to settle. Using your hands, slowly press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Sit tall, shoulders relaxed, chest open. Notice how you feel now compared to the beginning of the practice. Bring your hands to the heart. Take one final breath in and a long, slow breath out. Thank yourself for showing up, for moving, breathing, and choosing vitality today. Namaste.